Welcome to Life Ablaze. So today my guides have indicated to me that the topic is going to be filters of perception. So let's see what they have to say. We are here. We welcome you. We are here tonight to discuss the idea of filters of perception. This, in our context, is along the ideas of tuning to your vibration, tuning to the vibration of your choosing. Now, we have discussed this throughout the series, using different terminology at different points, but we are here on this particular occasion to express the idea of what is actually filtered out depending upon the vibration that you have chosen, that you have aligned to in any given moment. Now, there are many different aspects in terms of what is available to you at any given moment. Your experiences are quite diverse, and there is a wide array of selections for you to choose from. However, what you believe you may have access to because you are approaching it from an incongruent vibration, you may find that what you seek, you actually do not have access to in that moment. What is it that we mean? Let us explore this in the beginning from a very simple idea. Let us say that you have lost an item. Your keys, perhaps. And if you have come to the conclusion that you have lost your keys, then that in and of itself is a vibration that you are sending out. That you are missing something. You are without something. It can be your keys. It can be a relationship. It can be any number of things. Now, if you are in the perspective that you are without something, you are missing something, then you can only get back what you put out. You will only get back the reflection of being without that thing, because you are, in essence, beaming out the lack of that item. And so, the beginning of our discussion in terms of filters of perception would be to understand what it is that you are putting out, and therefore what is filtered out in terms of what you have access to. And so, in this particular case, in this particular context that we are discussing, with the simple item of your keys, what would greatly serve you is to begin to tune yourself to the vibration of having your keys, already in possession of the particular item that you, in that particular moment, may be looking for. Now, this is an idea that we understand is a bit requiring of your imagination. Some of you would begin to think of this in terms of lying to yourself or deluding yourself. This is one frame of reference to look at this particular idea, but in terms of coming into greater alignment with yourself, what we are wanting to do is to begin to look at your entire experience as a series of vibrations that you are choosing. And each one, you get back what you were putting out. And so, if, as a physical human, You are in need of your keys, and you cannot find your keys. The longer that you are sending out the idea of, I can't find my keys, that is what you get back. And so, even if you do not have your keys in your hand at the moment, you can begin sending out instead the feeling of having your keys, the feeling of having them in your hands, to have that found feeling, or simply the feeling that you have if you were casually holding onto your keys, possessing the item. This will begin to change your frequency to the point that you can then physically have your keys, because you will begin thinking in different ways. You will have access to information that supports your having found your keys, your being in possession of them, not looking for them, because that is a different vibrational experience. It does not lead to the finding of the keys. This is what many of you believe, because you are looking at it from a physical world perspective. But as we said, there is much more going on around you. And that's why we are suggesting to begin to utilize vibration as the channel that you are turning to. And so, from this perspective, this simple idea of finding your keys is just the beginning, of course. What you put out is what you will be getting back. And so, there are many different experiences that you can be having, many different specific vibrations that you can begin attuning to, but understand that all of them will result in a reflection of what you are putting out. And so if you are frustrated at something in particular, you will get that reflection of frustration back. And so, there are many things that you begin to seek in your experience. And part of the exploration that we are wanting to put forth here for you, to present here for you, is to begin to view these things that you seek as if you already have them. This is a different vibration, and this will allow you access to experiences such as the having of the thing that you seek, the being of the thing that you wish to be. And you will have very different thoughts come to mind on this particular idea, whatever the new vibrational choice will be. And so, understand that this, in terms of wanting to find something, is one level of the filters that you put in your perception. The other, of course, being your beliefs. One of the biggest ones is what you believe to be possible. Now, this can be in terms of what is generally possible, or what you believe to be possible for you. We discussed this in the video on limitations. And if you are of the mindset that something is impossible, you have effectively filtered it out of your perception. It is not possible for you to have access to the information. And so, the wider that you can allow yourself to be in terms of what may come to you, what may happen for you, then the wider the net of thoughts that would be useful and congruent to come to you, the broader a filter that you have. Now, we understand that there are some ideas that you are open to, and this is good. But there are still a vast array of things that you are simply not open to. But what if the answer that you seek is on the other side of something that you are not open to? You have filtered out that idea from your perception, and so you do not have access to a solution that may be right on the other side of that belief that is filtering it out. And so, your perceptions, the broader that you allow them to be, the greater amount of information that you can begin integrating. On this topic, we want to shift the conversation slightly over to an idea, not just simply of what you may believe to be possible, but something, a particular topic, that perhaps you are invalidating. Now, this can be the behavior of others. This can be the belief set that others may have, something that they are doing that you do not agree with. If you are coming from any perspective that invalidates what someone else may be doing, then you have filtered out the benefits that may come on the other side of their perspective. Now, we do not mean that you need to tolerate abusive behaviors or destructive behaviors or actions or words. We are simply saying that there is a level of understanding that all choices are valid. And if you understand that all choices are valid as far as an experience to have, whether or not you agree with them, if you allow yourself to observe them without invalidating them, then you have a broader perspective and you are allowed information that you would not have otherwise. And you have access to the broader, higher perspective in terms of seeing a solution, an alternative set of choices that one could make, rather than perhaps the negative experience that you may be observing, that you are no longer invalidating. It is simply a negative experience that someone else is having, that you do not have to fight. You do not have to push against, nor do you have to accept, but simply recognize as a valid choice. Were you to decide to invalidate those things, then you cut yourself off. You compartmentalize yourself. Because again, whatever shows up in your experience is a reflection of you. So even if what you are observing is something that you personally would never want to do, or you do not agree with, it is still showing up in your experience because it is reflecting an aspect of you back to you. And if you simply invalidate this, you cannot derive the benefit of the message that it is here to give you. We will leave you with this idea to begin to expand upon, to begin to ponder in terms of what you are putting out and what you are allowing yourself to perceive, and the results of which you are filtering out. The consequences of the vibrational choices that you have made. We thank you for this opportunity to speak with you in this way, and we look forward to speaking with you again. Until next time. Thank you so much.